What's up, good people? What's up, good people? It's your boy, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr., the Impact Builder, coming to you from the brand new sweet lab. Coming to you from the lab. Y'all notice I'm in the lab today, but I got my I know y'all used to seeing me in my running gear, my walking gear, because I ain't running these days. I'm walking. You used to see me in my running gear, or my walking gear. But this week, y'all know in the brand new suite, we got something going on. So I had to show up. I had to show up for you today in the brand new suite. So I wanted to come correct today, to be able to show you. I got to do my walk later on this afternoon, so I didn't have to worry about being out for my walk and stuff like that. So excuse me if I'm not outside today. I'm inside today, but still, nevertheless, bringing you the brand new suite. What is it? It's Tell the Truth Tuesday. Y'all know what we do on Tuesdays. We tell the truth. We talk to you Tuesday. That's what we do. We go Petey Green on Tuesday. So if y'all don't know who Petey Green is, check out the movie Talk to Me with Mr. Don Cheadle. Phenomenal movie, and Taraji P Henson. Just a great movie. But it's about the Petey Green, who is a icon in the DC area from back in the day. But it's a great story about him and his rise to fame that he had and everything like that. But it's a great story. But today here in the suite. Good morning, Doc. Hey, how are you? Have a great day. Have a great day. Y'all know what we've been doing this week, yesterday, this whole week. What we're dealing with is asking this question. Y'all know I got questions for you. I got 50 million questions for you. It's, are you suited for success? I'm going to say that again for you, and I'm going to straighten my tie. Are you suited for success? And what I'm talking about are the 5 pillars of a successful entrepreneur leader. Are you suited? Are you suited for are you suited for success? Are you ready for success? Are you prepared for success? Entrepreneur, because a lot of times the thing that keeps entrepreneurs and leaders from being who they the best version of themselves, being who it is that they were created to be able to be, is because what we talked about last week was part of it has to do with fear. Not the fear of failure, but the fear of success. How many people do you know, if you look at entrepreneurs, you look at leaders, or those that should be entrepreneurs, should be leaders, but their fear is in the success that they might have? Because here's what happens sometimes with people with the fear of success. They fear being successful because then they get held accountable to a standard that they have to consistently live up to. They have to constantly live up to that success, because once you've achieved a certain level of success, you got to keep it going to maintain it. You look at it anyway. It's easy to get somewhere. It's to get to the mountaintop. But the question is, do you have the ability to be able to stay there at the top? All of those great athletes, they talk about that all the time. It's the challenge is getting to the top, but the challenge isn't necessarily getting to the top, but it's how do you stay there? Even in when we think in terms of our personal lives and marriages, getting married is the easy part. Staying married is what takes the work. Being successful takes work. When I say, are you suited for success? That's what I mean. Are you willing to do the work to be successful? So this week we're talking about those 5 pillars of a successful entrepreneur leader. We talked about developing your standard. What is your standard? What standard do you have for yourself? What standard do you have for your business? What standard do you have for your brand? What's your standard? Do you have a standard of excellence? Do you have a standard of discipline? Do you have a standard of consistency? Do you have a standard that you hold yourself to, that you hold your business to, that you hold your brand to? What's your standard? Today, I want to deal with build your structure. This is the second pillar. Pillar 2 is build your structure. What structure, what foundation have you built for your business, or are you building for your business? Because I promise you, if that structure isn't grounded in something firm and strong, resilient, it will crumble and fall. That's the thing about and I know everybody's talking about Coach Prime, and he's a perfect example of these pillars of success and what it is to be a leader. And part of that is the structure that he's built, one within himself, but then two within each place that he's gone to work, whether even prior to Jackson State, getting the job at Jackson State. He built his structure before he got to Jackson State. He built his structure before he got to Colorado. He built his structure even before he became a coach, because he played in the NFL for I don't know how many years, for a number of years, and is a Hall of Famer. But he had to, if in order for him to be as successful as he was, he had a structure in place. How many of you have a structure in place? You've got to build it. Your structure isn't built overnight. You talk to, or you look at any architect, any building that you see, any framework for a family, any framework for a business is not built overnight. The architect, when they're looking at building a building, the architect has to create a blueprint. I call it the black print, but but they have to create a blueprint. And what the blueprint does is it lays out how everything should look. You know, how tall the building is going to be, how wide it's going to be, how many floors it's going to have, how many elevators it might need, how many steps it's going to have. All of those things laid out in the structure, in the blueprint. And the foundation of the building has to be, the structure of the building has to be set, even how deep you go into the ground is a part of the structure. Because if the structure is too shallow, then the building could fall over or it'll collapse. If it's too deep, then it can create something where it may lean, it may move or whatever. But it has to be done in exactly the right way. And that's the same way for you as an entrepreneur, same way for you as a leader. What structure do you have within you first? It starts with you. So that's the question I'm going to give you today for your homework. What structure do you have built within you? And then what structure do you have built in to your business and your brand? Do you have a structure in place? Are there systems in place? Are there processes in place where you know, and those that may work with you, work for you, they know exactly what it takes to do both the internal and the external for your business? Because if you get a client, what structure's in place to take them from the initial offer or initial encounter all the way to and through where they are a satisfied client, where you've met their need, you've answered their problem, you've solved their problem. Do you have the structure in place in order to be able to say that and deal with that? And even as a leader, if it's not necessarily your business, you might not be an entrepreneur, but you're a leader in a corporation. What structures as a leader have you instilled, have you implemented, that you know, that they know, those that work for you, they come in, they know exactly what they need to be doing, they know exactly where they need to be, they know exactly what it's going to take in order to be able to do what it is that they need to do. And are you equipping them with the tools that they need? One of the things that I learned being in corporate America, when working for certain businesses, is that they didn't have the proper structure in place. And I said that they didn't have the proper structure in place because I wasn't I wasn't equipped with the tools that I needed in order to be able to give my employees what they needed to be able to do to complete their tasks. Sometimes being short staffed, what structure do you have in place for dealing with that? I got one of my closest friends. He and I are always talking about the understaffed staffing that he has had to deal with on a day-to-day basis lately. It's crazy. And like I was telling him, they don't have the state. One, they don't have the desire to correct it. That's one. They don't want to fix that issue, because if they wanted to fix that issue, they would be doing what they needed to do. And I'm talking to the corporation. They would be doing the things that they needed to do in order to be able to fix it. But then two, they don't even have a structure in place for the employees that are there, and won't even let them do overtime. So you can't hire more staff. You're severely understaffed, and then you won't even let those that are there work overtime. So I said, dude, I was like, hey, if those employees aren't allowed to work overtime, I said they'll go home and they done. And that puts a burden on them, because they're gonna have to do extra work to make up for the staffing that they don't have, or they're only gonna do what they can do. And that also leaves the burden on him and the other management team to do to pick up the slack on them. Which that was one of the things in corporate America that I always had an issue with, and I always spoke up about, because you can't expect those that you're leading to be able to do what it is that you're asking them to do if you aren't equipping them with the tools that they need in order to be able to do the responsibilities and the job that you're asking them to do. So it's imperative that you as an entrepreneur, that you as a leader, that you build a structure in place that allows you and those that work for you, that work with you, your team, your partner, if you have a partnership or if you have a collaboration, to be able to do what it is that you need to do. You can't throw a successful event. You can't throw a successful event if you don't build the structure, put the structure in place in order to be able to have a successful event. One of the great things that I marvel about my pastor, that I see in Bishop T.D. Jakes, and the events that he pulls off, or that he has, events that he has, the thing about Coach Prime, is they have a structure in place. They've built the structure. They've built the system so that it can be successful. And that's what you have to do in order to be suited. No, I keep saying suited, right, y'all? I'm liking what I'm seeing today. I got my Coach Prime confidence on today. Don't mind me. I'm just what's he said? He had one where he was talking about what's that cologne you wearing? He said it's not cologne, it's confidence. But anyway, but they have these structures in place, y'all. They have these structures in place that allow them to be successful at what they do, to be successful entrepreneurs, to be successful leaders. They get it. And I want all of us to get it. That's what these principles are all about. So that we get it. And that we're better by the end of the year than we were at the beginning of the year. That we're better 1% each and every day. Building a structure gives you the ability, gives those that work with you the ability to put you in position to be successful. One of the things that I said that people are so up in arms about Coach Prime is because he's successful. But the reason he's successful is because he's built the structure in order for him to be successful. He has a plan. He has a vision. He's written the plan, which every single week he gives his players, he gives his coaches the structure they need, the plan they need in order to be able to win games, to get results. When you have a structure in place, you'll more than likely get the results that you want. But you've got to be willing to build the structure. You've got to be willing to put in the work to build the structure, because it takes work to build the structure. Trust and believe. Bishop T.D. Jakes, his Woman Thou Art Loose, his Remain, all of those events that he had going on. They weren't just, it wasn't a thing that he just say, oh, let's do this, and then it came about. No. It took work. It took a standard. It took structure. They had to produce. They had to utilize the experiences that they had, and then they created the opportunity to have another one and another one and another one. So today, I want you to take the time to build your structure. Think about what your structure looks like. If you haven't already done it, or even if you have done it, we're going into the fourth quarter. What does your structure look like going into the fourth quarter so that you can be successful, so that you can be the most successful? Think about that this week. I told you at the beginning of the week, we were talking about where we wanted to be at the end of the week, right? Where do you want to be at the end of the week? And what structure do you have? What structure do you have in place in order to be able to create that? I promise you, if you have the structure in place, you will 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, be successful. But it takes building it first. There's too many aspiring entrepreneurs that just think that they can just throw together a business, that they can just say, hey, I got a business, and it's all of a sudden just going to be successful. No. I promise you. If you don't, and that's what please hear me. Those that are living in this 21st century way of doing business, and you got these the millennials and the Gen Xers and all of those that are coming up, and they're starting these businesses, and they're thinking, oh, I can make. You're listening to these coaches and these consultants that tell you, oh, all you got to do is this, and it's that easy. No, it's not. And I promise you, those that don't have a structure in place, I guarantee you won't be successful. You may get one here or there that becomes successful, but the odds are sure enough not with you if you don't build a structure, if you don't have a structure in place. So hear me, with your businesses, these internet businesses and these e-commerce businesses and the internet business, you think that you can just throw up a website and have a business. It's not like that. Or throw your product up on eBay, or throw your product up on YouTube, or be on YouTube. You've got to have a structure. Especially if you're thinking long term. Yeah, you might be able to be successful, get in and get out type thing. If that's all you're looking to do, steal some money from people, that kind of way. I know you might not think that that's true, but I've had conversations with entrepreneurs, and they've talked about how they've been manipulated, how they've been told certain things, and then when it came to actually producing, which we'll talk about tomorrow, the folks that they had paid this money to, good amount of money to, they didn't perform. They didn't they didn't give them the results that they said that they were going to give. Now you got to be careful with that, entrepreneurs. Don't be You got to be cognizant of and realistic about the results. That you don't promise anyone that you're going to this and this and that, because that can vary depending on what that individual wants to do and be as an entrepreneur. If they ain't putting in the work, they're not going to get the results. So be cognizant of that. As leaders, be cognizant of what your expectations of those that you're leading. Are you equipping them? Do you have the framework for them to be successful? As an entrepreneur, do you have the framework to be successful? Do you have the foundation within yourself? Do you have a good character? Do you have integrity? Do you have honor? The foundational pieces of being a successful entrepreneur, leader, and just a person. It's all about your structure. Build a structure. Build a structure. I'm going to say it one more time for the people in the back. Build a structure. You can't won't be suited. Y'all like how I keep saying it. I know. You can't be suited for success if you don't have these pillars, these principles that I'm talking about. And you build your business, build your leadership on these principles. But what you have to build it on, what you have to have, is structure. Have structure in your daily routine. The most successful entrepreneurs, the highly successful entrepreneurs and leaders, they have structure. They have a routine. They have a structured life. They know what they're doing every hour of every day. Pretty much. Of course, we get things that come along. But for the most part, they know exactly what they're going to be doing Monday. They know exactly what they're going to be doing Tuesday. They know exactly what they're going to be doing Wednesday. They know exactly what they're going to be doing Thursday. They know exactly what they're going to be doing Friday. Each and every single day, because they have structure. One of the things that makes, and I talk about it all the time, my friend Coach Marcy, and why she's successful, and she gets the results for her clients, her fitness clients, her nutritional clients. She's successful because she gives them structure. She gives them a plan. She gives them a template for how to be successful in losing weight or toning up, eating right, creating successful habits. She's built the structure for you when it comes to that. All you got to do is implement it, and you'll get the results that she's telling you to get. Same thing with your business. I'm telling you here, I'm giving you the structure. The structure is having a standard, develop a standard. The structure is building a structure. The structure is listen to produce. The structure is utilize your experience. The structure is create opportunities. If you use these pillars, these principles, success will follow you. The monetary aspect of it will chase you down. Why? Because and then you'll be prepared for that success. Because remember, I said that people will fear. They fear success. Because then they have to do it over and over and over and over again. And that's the thing about, and I'm done after this. That's the thing about Coach Prime. He's not afraid of the success that comes with having these pillars. He's suited for success because he's prepared himself for it, and he's prepared the young men that he is coaching, that he's leading to success. He's prepared them for that same success. They're suited for success. So today, let's be suited for success. Let's build the structure. Make sure that you have that structure in place. And I promise you, you'll be better by the end of the year than you were at the beginning of the year. And you'll be 1% better each and every day because just work your structure each and every day. It's your boy, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr., the Impact Builder. Is kept Bernice, yes. We got, you said 11 days, which that's the summit. Y'all, we about to take over Kenya real quick before I go. We about to take over Kihancha, Kenya in 11 days for the CBO Kenya Summit. If you haven't, visit. I hope I get the email. If you can, put the website address in the chat there, Bernice, for me. But we're going there. We want y'all to be a part of this, of what we're doing. Because it is absolutely going to be phenomenal. We leave Sunday. We're going to be over in Kenya for 9 days. Actually going over there, doing what I'm doing, what you see I'm doing right here. We're going to be doing it in person, right over in Kenya. I can't wait. The team that Bernice has, that we're going, it is going to be an absolute phenomenal time. We're suiting them for success. We're preparing them for success. We're giving them these 5 pillars of successful entrepreneurship, leadership, giving them the technology, knowledge and information that they need so that they can then build their pillars on. They can have their standard that they're going to build on. They'll have the structure that I'm talking about here. They'll have the structure that they need in order to be able to be successful. Entrepreneurs, leaders, pastors, all of those things. We can't wait. 11 days is countdown, y'all. It's countdown to the CBO Kenya and the takeover. That's what we call it. I'm calling it the takeover. They might not call it the takeover, but I'm calling it the takeover. But we're excited. I'm excited about it. Can't wait. Tune in. We'll be right back here, same bat time, same bat channel tomorrow. Now, next week I might not be on, y'all, because I gotta figure out if I'm gonna be able to do it from over there or not. So y'all might not see me for the 9 days that I'm over there, but we're gonna try and have it where I can do some video recording, and I'll try and get on. So it might be sporadic, but anyway, let's today make sure that you build your structure or have your structure in place in order to be able to be suited for success and be able to be successful entrepreneurs and leaders. It's your boy, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr., the Impact Builder. We'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Have a great, great day. See ya!